What is up, everybody? It's me, Duke Farley, back at it again here on Lost at Sea. And I am unfortunately joined this evening by the one and only Hot Girl Chris. Hot Girl Chris, fourth placer, eighth member of the jury. What is
Christ.
up? How have you
Oh my
been?
gosh. It's so weird to be here. It's like I'm just kidding. Um, Literally, I didn't want to join this until, I won the game, but obviously that didn't happen. So here I am. But yes, I'm so excited to hatch some shit out with Duke on Lost at Sea, y'all. Like I'm so excited. But yes, the CEO of all hot girls everywhere, hot girl Chris, if you're nasty and trust me, he's fourth place in Ascendance Live season two. Cries. But
Well,
yeah,
Hot
I'm
Girl,
so excited.
super excited to have you on here. You have been the talk of a lot of my recaps with some of my fellow Ascendance people. So I'm excited to get the inside scoop from you. First question for you, Hot Girl Chris. I wanted to know this was your first live game,
Mhm.
correct?
Yes.
And I wanted to know what was your, level of understanding of like the format of Ascendance coming into this. I know you are in the org community a little bit, but what was your like understanding of the game?
Honestly, I randomly joined the Ascendance Live Facebook group because I became really close friends with Papa, and I've always wanted Ascendance was one of the orgs that I've always wanted to play. And like the timing with all of the orgs that they were like producing, it never really worked out well for me. So when when I met Eddie and Natalie in real life, and they obviously Eddie had to keep it quiet that he played Ascendance Live season one, and I was like, oh my god, Eddie, I met him in real life. So I started watching and binging season one. I was like, hmm, well, if Eddie can do that, so can I. So I honestly just randomly applied. I was like, you know what? Not even thinking about it. I sent in the application. I hear back from Nicole, and I'm like, this is like one step closer to reality television. Might as well throw my hat in the ring. And well, when you like to know, they wanted hot girl representation on the season two, so everything was set in stone. But yeah, but beforehand, I just saw the org like briefly, and I was in the Facebook page. I saw like posts about it, and it was a different format. It was not the stereotypical like Survivor, Big Brother, something that I feel like I could do well in, and well, I almost got a dub, so.
So you ended up binging all of season one then? So you watched all of it?
So I did watch season one like not live like what I was in season two with the airing and everything, but I did make a mental note every Thursday night after like 9 p.m. ish, I would watch the episodes. So I did binge season one like after like I got the acceptance for season two just to like a recap of everything. But like when episodes were airing, I did watch. So yeah.
So like you had seen season one going into playing. So what was did you feel like that helped you at all? Did it feel like you kind of got the gist of what was going on?
Honestly, no. Because I don't think like it's one of those things where I don't think you could ever mentally prepare for something of this nature. And when I tell you, I stepped foot into first of all to echo on Wesley's exit interview, we were all told that we would be the first person to like sit down in those chairs. So of course I'm like, okay, like I get to see like all these other people. I'm walking around the corner. There's 15 other bitches looking at me, and I'm like, well, this is fun. And I see Kennedy's face light up. I see Marvin's like, oh my God, he hosted me. I see Drew Olson. Ooh, I see Drew Olson. And I it was just, oh my God. But but yeah, like I don't think you can actually mentally prepare until you're like walking down this very like long hallway, like heavy breathing round the corner. Can we talk to each other? And like we like cue the clapping like after Nicole comes out of the room. Like we can't I cannot mentally prepare. Like watching it beforehand. Oh my god, I can't even. Oh my god. Not me rambling.
No, it's fun. We love it. We love the ramble. who did you know going into it? You mentioned a couple people like their reactions to you, presenting yourself, but how many people or who did you know?
All right, so I did watch Ascendance 10 before the season 2. So I stand the fuck out of Taisha and I was like, I know her. I don't know her, but like I've seen her. Like we could connect. Like I loved Aisha. I loved watching her and when her season of Ascendance. I did not host Kennedy. I played a low budget org with Kennedy before, so I knew of Kennedy. I've hosted Keaton before. I've hosted Drew Olson before too. Carson and I knew each other, but like we never played an org together. So it was we were kind of like in the same like group of the org community and everything, and then like we mutually followed each other on like other social media like Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. I knew of Carson, watched Melissa and Ascend the Chaos, and I was like queen energy. I was like, oh my god. um did not put two and two together that Zoe was the Zoe from CTC until I literally looked at Jodley dead in the face. I was like, where do I know her from? And he was like, oh, that's the one that hosts CTC. And I was like, oh, okay. And then obviously Jodley. And but who else? I knew of Christopher, did not know him very, very well. And I knew of Erica, but did not know her very, very well until this season. But let me see. Did not know Paul from Adam, did not know Ryan from Adam. I'm trying to talk about everybody so I don't get like, reprimanded in the Ascendance Life Snapchat group. Did not know of Jake. Trying to remember. Talked about Christopher. I did not know of Eric either. Okay. And Thomas, I didn't know of Thomas everywhere. Oh my God, I'm forgetting somebody. I'm not forgetting anyone. I'm trying to remember. Trying to talk about all of you bitches before you come for me. Hold on.
Don't come for him in the Snapchat group,
Exactly.
guys.
Do not come for me. And Wesley. I didn't know who Wesley was. And everyone was like, oh my God, he hosts an org and he hosts an org or a live game. I'm like, okay, that's great. I just don't know who he is. I think I talked about everybody. I'm
I
so
think
proud
you
of myself.
covered everybody.
Very proud.
Um, so you knew a lot of people, basically, is what you're trying to
Yeah, like
say.
a good third. A good third.
A good third. Would you say that the people that you knew or knew of were people that you felt good about working with in this game?
Very much so. Um, and normally I don't go into like new games like focusing on like my pre-existing relationships, but unfortunately for me, I can like my gameplay style. Like I was really close to Carson, I was really close to Jodie, I was really close to Kennedy. So and like even Marvin too. Like there would be times in the episodes where Erica tried to read me for filth saying I wanted Marvin to stay. I did not want Marvin to stay. But did I want him to go? No, but I did not want him to stay either. It's fine. It's fine. We'll talk about it. But there would be times where I did like very much rely on my pre-existing connections and which is like I'm not that's not really me. It's not me. But yeah, they did. I think knowing like those like certain people like did help me far to get a little bit farther in the game. And my social finesse. You tried it, Thomas. I'm just kidding. Uh,
But he did.
oh, he did. Oh, he did. He and I are besties, actually. Everybody in this cast. But yeah, yeah, I did rely on a lot of like people that I knew beforehand. Unfortunately, sad face. But yeah.
Hey, you work with what you got. I think, the format of Ascendance seemed to be right in your wheelhouse of adaptability and, like social play. So I
Uh,
think it doesn't matter if you knew many people. I think you probably would have done well either way. But my first real question before we get into after we get into these game
yeah.
stuff, I want to talk to you about Casino Night because there's a couple questions I have for
Mhm.
you. You get a clue, right? Well, first of
Mhm.
all, you must have won a lot of money during Casino Night, right?
It's so funny because I really think I was like mid-tier card with like the money. Because I
You
remember
just
playing,
allocated the money well.
I think so. I remember playing left, right, center and flopping. I remember playing blackjack and like losing everything. Not everything, obviously, but losing a lot. And those were kind of like the two only games I actually played. I played bingo one time and Sarah Haywood Hoyle, loved that woman forever, would won, and I was like, I'm not playing bingo ever again. So, but yes. Let's talk about the power. Let's talk about me saying that there's crawling, and because there's crawling involved, I'm not crawling anywhere. Let's talk about
Did
it.
you
So yeah,
not did so
I
yeah, let's
really
talk
did
about
it.
that.
I didn't put two and two together because like there I didn't put two and two together because later in the season you can see like I'm talking about when Carson finds his steal a vote in the fucking and I'm like, and I'm literally putting two together. That's what that fucking power said night one. Obviously not. Obviously,
So
obviously not.
so you would have got so that was the clue to that basically.
So yeah, so the clue that I got was the clue that Drew, like the pendant of power that Drew found. So yeah,
So underneath the staircase, like in
underneath the
that
stairs.
crawl space, yeah.
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 Oh my god. Uh, did y'all imagine me on camera, my fat ass crawling to get a fucking pendant? I would. I
I mean, you didn't
would.
really even have to crawl that much for that. That seemed like it was a
It's
closet.
don't help me like that. But yes, embarrassing. One of my many clown moments this season. It's okay. It's fine.
Um, so missed out on that one, but
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, you get a power from Chris at some point, right? Does Chris will
Yes,
you a power in the game?
he does.
So Chris
Um,
will once he gets voted out, he gives you the power that was an advantage in what competition?
the hierarchy.
Okay.
It was a small challenge advantage in the hierarchy, and pretty much what like picked my animal, which was the deer, and it was like you get to peek at somebody else. So it was like not like a small challenge advantage, like but like not a huge one. Hello, like the word small was in it. So yeah. But yeah. Thank you, Christopher.
I actually want to pivot into Christopher's vote because there was a funny moment that happened during that. It seemed like that vote was between Chris and Jodely. And I want to talk to you about you lying straight to
I
Chris's face.
know. I know.
Walk me
It
through
was
that.
so weird. Okay, so honestly, looking at first of all, they did a really good job casting this season, and it was to echo Taisha's episode title. I can't do this shit in person because lying to people's faces is so fucking hard, and it is. It is so fucking hard
Seemed
to
like
lie
you
to.
pulled it off on Chris though.
Oh my god, I did. But it like it could not have been like the worst or two between Christopher and Jolie for me. And I did expect to bond really, really well with Christopher. I adore him. Obviously, he and I are besties. We're planning to meet up each other in the near future soon. Love that man. But it was so hard in that moment to actually like sit here and be like, yeah, I mean, like, and I was like truth telling him. I was literally telling him like, hey, like people are thinking that you're throwing votes, and then he was like throwing a vote, but it's like your name's out there and like for me to like sit here and be like no I can't I'm not voting for you but like knowing like it's between him and Jodie and just like him walking away me looking at the fucking camera and saying what the fuck it's so it's so hard. I really didn't want Christopher to go but it was like I didn't like it's one of those moments where like I didn't mean to lie to him but I had to.
Yeah. Those moments though where I love it's one thing about I love about this season, and I think you brought it to life this season was sometimes in Big Brother, some people will look at the camera and talk straight to the camera after like something crazy happens. And I feel like
Mhm.
you did that a lot this season.
I
You
did.
you you called for the camera to follow you. You when some shit went down, you were looking for the camera to kind of look at it. Is that something that you went into the game like I want to bring the entertainment, or is that just like that just happened?
I mean, you obviously see a tall, very like a guy that wears fucking shirts on his fucking head. Of course he's gonna of course he's gonna be the fucking camera person. Like, of course he's gonna be the fucking drama. Of course he's gonna bring the entertainment. And like it, I I honestly like that like and I wasn't even acting like that's actually me in a nutshell. Like when you like people would be like, oh, Chris is like so effervescent, he's so bubbly, he's so like shy, like he's not shy at all. Why was I gonna say fucking shy? Like what the fuck? But he's so outgoing and so positive, and that's me. And then you get me on fucking camera, acting a damn fool sometimes with the shirt on my fucking head. Like it was pure TV gold, and I really hope Papa Nicole and every person on Prada loved me for that. So yeah.
Well, I did. I appreciate when people call to the camera and do like the faces at the camera. That makes me laugh. Um, I wanted to ask you like overall for like I said earlier in the interview, like I feel like your skill set really works well in the format of Ascendance, kind of like um not necessarily hardcore strategy, but like really social. Everybody like wants to work with you, really likes you. What would you say like was that your strategy like going in? Just get everybody to like you and then kind of like figure out the votes from there?
I would say so. And then it's also like people are gonna watch this interview and be like, when Hot Girl Chris plays the game, we're gonna target that ass for saying this, but like I'm gonna say it anyways. You're gonna see me and you're obviously going to like be like want to like get closer to me. Like hello. Like but no, it was more so I did want a lot of people to come to me and I wanted them to make the decisions. I just wanted me to be like, okay, like yeah, that's totally fine. And there would be times in the season where I'd be like, what do you want to do? Like, no, what do you want to do? And I'm like, no, tell me, like we can come to it together. And I guess, yeah, that is my gameplay in a nutshell, really, truly, honestly. Wanting, wanting people to say decision before me, it was very much me, like during the height of COVID, playing all of the sequester minis in the world. Kind of had that same mentality, be like, oh, you want to do this person? Okay, like so, and then I would go to other people and be like, well, Jodie wants to do Erica, so like, or what are we doing? Like, like it was very much that, yeah.
So like say you obviously you get all the way to fourth, but say you pull out of you make it to the finale. Do you think
Mhm.
that people on the jury um would have felt some type of way about that kind of gameplay towards you, or do you feel like they would have looked over that and kind of just voted for you to win because they just liked you?
I can see people taking that sort of style of gameplay as very passive, and which is very understandable because I like I am a very passive player until I feel the need to be like not passive. And I think in like Ascendance Live 2 is very much like that type of gameplay. Like when I was very passive. I was very people like, oh, like let's just go with the majority, let's go with the numbers, like make sure like my gameplay is very that of make sure it's not me. And that's what I was trying to do. And yeah, like I can see people like coming for me saying like that's like very like a passive like style of gameplay, but that's just me. And like like I'm not gonna target somebody into
You have a reason to.
fully like target somebody until they have a reason to. Haha, bitches, Thomas and Zoe, like fuck out of here. I'm just kidding. But but yeah, that is very my gameplay as a in a nutshell. And I can see like if I were to like make it to the very end, like get like reprimanded for that. But I could have pulled something out and hopefully left with a W, so it's fine.
I would have loved to seen an HGC final tribal
Oh my god,
plea.
it would have been a hot mess. Let's not.
You mentioned you mentioned, Thomas coming for you. I think this is a very interesting vote to kind of talk about. This was pretty much the first time your name was seriously out there, right? Um, so it kind of comes down to, Taisha a little bit with the
Yeah.
Hot Girl Magic Alliance. Um, she comes through and
I do
saves
love the
and
hot.
kind
I'm sorry, I did not mean to cut you off, but I do love the new name for the Black Girl Magic Alliance, and that it's the Hot Girl Magic Alliance. I just wanted to put that in there.
I think I wrote hot girl magic. Yeah.
I do love that.
Black girl magic, hot girl magic,
I
whatever
love that.
wrote. Um, so kind of run me through that vote in particular, where your name's out there. You get 3 votes ultimately,
Mhm.
but Taisha, um, Taisha, Erica, and I believe Jodie and Kennedy worked
Mhm.
with you on that vote,
Yes.
and sent Thomas home. So were you feeling like a little bit like it could be me here?
I was, and you can see, like, you can't really see because I'm sitting in the back, but the second Pop is like, okay, I have the votes, I instinctively grab Jodie's fucking hand because I know it's like it's him or myself. I know that that's who they were voting, but I didn't know it was me until like the very first name that Papa says was my own. So it was very, oh my god. And like I dream of getting eighth place in games only because my favorite Survivor player of all time is Andrea Belke, and if she ever watches this, hey. But but yes, I dream of getting eighth place in every game I am. Like literally, my goal, it's not Ascendance, but like in every other org, is like if there's like 20 or more people, I have a game plan. I'm playing until 16th. If 16th place happens and it's me, I'm okay. If past 16th, and if I make it all the way to eighth place and I get eighth place, I'm okay. After eighth place, I'm going all for the long haul, and I haven't won an org yet. I really haven't, but it's okay. It's
You're gonna
fine.
get one. You're gonna get one. I can feel it.
but yes, but so to talk about the Thomas vote out in that episode, um Papa did a title card, a little cute little title card saying top 8 decided not to talk game that night. That was a lie. We talked so a, a lie. Actually, for me personally, that was a lie. I was all in game mode after the endurance competition and Kennedy won. It was shortly after a little bit of like backstage tea, but shortly after Kennedy won and we all go downstairs, and I think someone on Prod, I do think it was Dylan Loyal. I don't forget it. So if it wasn't Dylan,
Halloween.
very much. If it wasn't Dylan Loyal, don't sue me. But he's talking and putting up like oh my gosh, putting up cooking with Heatherly Cameron videos and on the TV downstairs. Everybody's watching them. And
They're
I
addicting.
I bet.
I've never
I
seen
could
them, but I
not
bet.
be bothered. I really could not be bothered. I watched them for 30 minutes. I could not be bothered. I went upstairs and I Jodie was already up there. So I'm sitting in the kitchen on top of the fucking like counter space, literally sitting on top of the counter space. And Jodie and I are just talking, like literally like planning like what we're going to do tomorrow, what everything is going to happen and everything. And obviously, like in Thomas's exit interview, he talked about how Jodie overheard a conversation that like Zoe said, like Zoe, like our top four is like our like front fours and top eight, and Jodie overheard that. I I do vaguely remember that Jodie coming up to me with that information. So yes. And then Taisha coming upstairs and doing like damage control and us like, talking about everything. And I do agree in some instance where that conversation between the three of us, like as Black Girl Magic, really solidified that alliance. But I also would like to feel as though like I always feel like I really feel like I always had like a close bond with Aisha. And the episodes were obviously like didn't really like show that because like they were with the four and everything. But I do feel that because they were like we were up until 4 o'clock talking and we had to be up like 4 or 5 hours later. So yeah, so we did kind of solidify that that three, I guess, with that conversation. And then I feel like between me and Thomas, I felt like I was really closer to Erica versus Thomas was, even though they did find the block of oak kind of power together. But I always like felt like a closeness to Erica. And I guess it was just because like we kind of have like we kind of radiate positivity, both of us. Like Erica's just like also like kind of like the same like player as I do think myself. Like we kind of go with the flow. We don't want it to be us. Like I felt like Erica and I had like a sort of bond, and Kennedy only heard Thomas's name, so that was perfect for me. But yeah, it was very shocking in that moment to be like first vote and it's you, and I'm like, well,
Yikes.
eighth place, here we go. So yeah, and I did not want it to be Thomas. I really didn't because I just love Zoe Malzone for the rest of my entire life, but I just didn't trust her. It's true. I didn't. I had every right to, but it's okay. It's fine. I got what I wanted. I didn't get my eighth place fantasy.
You did not. Thomas ends up going there. And so the next round's interesting again because um they're kind of pitching a Taisha vote
Mhm.
to you, which kind of went on deaf ears there, right? You were kind of locked in with
Very, I mean, like anybody who else would have watched that episode would have told you that's fucking obvious. Like, don't, hello. And then I come into the fucking kitchen, cameras on me. Like, if you come for me, better swing and not miss, and you miss, so I'm coming at you. And I got my way. Had I wanted to be Drew Olson, of course, but of course, let's talk about this round for a little bit. I after Kennedy wins and Kennedy's like she's choosing Erica, I am like literally like I have no preference between Zoe or Drew, but if I did have to choose because one of them they voted for me, I would have preferred it to be Drew. I could give two fucks that he found offended in the damn pool. I really could care less. But my whole game plan that round was with literally talking about it with Jodalie and Kennedy overhears us. Let's just tell Drew the votes for him so we can flush the fucking thing and vote Zoe. And of course, Kennedy comes in the moment where she's like, "Vote Zoe heard," and runs with it. So I'm like, okay, yeah. But she didn't tell Zoe that information because she was just like, "Oh my god, I'm okay with Taisha." Fun. Kennedy's like turnaround with that camera did send me. What game does Taisha have? I thought that was hilarious. It's true, but um, but so yeah, it was one of my many other hot girl clown moments. There's a lot. Where I'm just like, let's tell Drew the vote so he can play that godforsaken thing, and we just vote Zoe in the end. And Zoe like kind of knew it was going to be her because like she didn't expect Drew to play the damn thing on him. Damn it, I didn't expect Drew to play the damn thing and get another one too, but it's fine. It's okay. but but yeah, lesson learned. If you come for HGC and you miss, I'm gonna come at you and I'm gonna get your ass out of the Ascendance Live 2 or any fucking org we're in. So yeah.
It's interesting that you said it's interesting that you said you preferred to go after you said that you preferred to go after Drew there, right?
Yes, I did.
It seems like it probably, if like everything would have played out the same and you guys just voted Drew, he wouldn't have played it.
I feel like that could have worked, hopefully. But and it's only because the only reason why in that very moment that I wanted to go for Drew is the fact of that I have hosted Drew before, so I know how Drew plays. And at that point in time in the game, I was like, it's time. It's time.
But like
And
imagine if you guys voted him out that round, he would have never found the second one and he would have left with the first one.
there's a lot of
Somebody
imagination. There's a lot of imaginations. But yeah.
somebody else would have found that second pendant of power too. That
Yeah.
could have been you.
It could have been me. It could have. I wouldn't have changed the thing. It was such a fun experience. But had I wanted Drew Olson gone before me, very much so.
Um, so okay. Now we get to go on a little bit of a captain winning spree here. You go
Oh,
back to back. So what's up with were you just like saving it to the end to start winning? You were just like, I'm gonna win now.
no, not even in the slightest. Not. First of all, who else would have thought my fat, thick as fuck self would ever have won a fucking endurance challenge? Not me. Not me. But I we didn't really talk about it, but it was just like the rules. It was keeping the rod still, like making sure the rod doesn't fall down. Everybody can attest and say that everybody else was moving. Kennedy was looking at me constantly. I looked at her once and the rod slipped, so I was like, nope, never it again. Other than that, I was still. I was stoic. I was a fucking statue, and I didn't even think about it. It was hot as hell in that fucking pool house. I had a fucking jeans on and a long ass fucking t-shirt on. It was hot as hell. Shirt on my fucking head, dude. It was hot as fuck, and I'm literally just like eyes closed. I'm thinking about it, eyes like middle open, like staring at the rod. Matthew Papa talks, it's time to put your arms out. I didn't even think about like doing this number. I'm just like, oh God. But then Matthew talks, Kennedy drops. I have my immunity challenge era moment winning, throws the damn thing on the fucking ground. And, and I'm just like so fucking ecstatic. Hot Girl is in top 5. And then again, it took forever to do that damn logic puzzle where we were like an hour in and Papa and Nicole are like, as long as you get 4 pieces in the damn thing, you're okay. I got 4 pieces in the damn thing, and we're like, and Nicole's like, yup. Papa's like, congrats, HGC. So I'm like, hell yeah, top 4. And to talk about top 5 challenge for a little bit, um, I didn't really like look until I saw Jodely like doing his like little like wrapping the fucking like what is the string around the sticks. I literally thought like the sticks could be like, oh, we're just wrapping it around one time and like, like loop de loop, all this stuff, like, tying your shoes. I thought it'd be okay. I try it. Thank God this is not on film. I try it and like they like low key disintegrate. So I'm like, no. And then I look over at Jodely and I look again over at Taisha and they're just like wrapping it all around. So I'm like, hmm, let's try it this way. And then it worked for me. So it was perfect. Also, Taisha girl, I'm so sorry. I did not know that I just like after I found my third tag, I just left my fucking stick and it like Loki hit her in the face. I I didn't realize and I remember Stephanie Fagan of all people in the org community to comment on this. She was like, he just left it there, just ran off. And I'm like, yeah, obviously. But I didn't realize. And if that hit you in the face, girl, I'm so sorry. I did not see that until the episode came out. I am so sorry. But yes, it was just like perfect timing, I feel like for me. I didn't feel like I was like in trouble. Like obviously I did feel like I was in trouble, but like not to like that extent where if like I feel like if other people went, I would have been okay, especially like if Kennedy didn't win, I would have been okay. And again, if Drew didn't find that damn thing, I feel like I would have been okay. But then he found the thing and I wanted immunity, and then he, pended it out Taisha. Robbed, but pended it out on Taisha, and I would have been okay. They kind of lost the Taisha Erica little duo thing. So I feel like I would have been like a secondary target to some, not so much like a primary. But you know, I had to do what I had to do.
Were you surprised with Drew's second pendant play? Like, were you surprised that he had it in the
Yeah,
moment?
I was. I was. It was also like a ew moment. Not so much like an ew moment, but I was like, because I was back and forth. Like I'm like after like the season was over, we can Taisha and I were talking, we were like, one of us could just voted Erica. We would have been fine.
I
And we
actually,
really
I
and we really
actually,
could have.
I
We
actually brought that up to Erica earlier today. Why not her throw the vote on? So if she had done that, would you have revoted Erica out of the game
Oh yeah, for sure.
over
For
Taisha?
sure. For sure. If Taisha or like myself even like would have voted for Erica, like I would have no problem voting Erica again. Love you, Erica. But but I would in that moment I would have no problem because my mentality is that I'm I didn't like actually like play like fully like strategic here. I was just more like playing like with like a little low key, a little bit of blinders on like there's no point in like I'm in my head, I'm like, there's no point in throwing a vote. Like Drew obviously knows it's him, like whatever, it's fine. Send him on his happily merry way and whatever. And not even thinking that he had a pendant and all of that. So I kind of like well, Chris, you got fooled, and here you are. But I wouldn't. That's the my only regret. The only regret that I did not vote Aaron. It's the only thing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, so Taisha, like you mentioned, she gets pented out of the game
fries.
with yeah, cries. Disgusting. Um, so we're at a final four. Drew Olson clutch,
Ugh,
clutches
he's so
another.
disgusting. And you know, it's so funny because he's gonna watch this video and he's gonna text me and be like, "How could you say all these nasty things about me?" And I'm like, "Listen, like this is like he and I's friendship. He hates it, I love it, and all I do is bully him. It's fine."
It's just how it is, Drew. Um,
Yeah.
so it seemed like you were gone, right? It seemed like everybody was voting for you.
Mhm.
I don't know if that was just the edit, that how they wanted it to be shown,
And no, it
but
was actually like that in person too, because I did not expect. I expected it was 3-1 on me, truly. And then when I saw the two, and I was like, "Oh, totally." I did like because there was a moment, and they showed it on the episode. I told Jodely like it's okay. I
yeah.
literally it's okay if you need to vote for me. I totally understand. Like it's totally fine. To better you, I would rather you vote for me, and everything's copacetic with the world. That wasn't just the edit. That was the actual like thing. And of
So in
course,
the moment, like you were shocked when it was like you're going to a face off here.
yeah, it was a little bit. I was like, oh, this is exciting. I get to prove myself. And then it was that damn survivor challenge with your fucking toes. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm fine. It could have been any fucking thing else. And I feel like I would have been okay. Had it been that, and I used my fucking feet, wearing fucking jeans in a hot ass fucking house on a stool with no fucking cushion, I would have been fine.
You were close. Like there, that was one of the most, back and forth feet challenges I've ever seen.
4 feet challenges. Oh my god, that was amazing. But yes, it was back and forth. So proud of Erica. So proud of Erica. Because she literally looked at me dead in the face. She was like, I think I can beat you. And I was like, well, sis, I just won the past 2 immunity challenges, so okay. And she did. So proud of her. So proud of her.
So you ultimately like, how does it feel like to not be voted out of the game, but to be, you went out on a face off? Like you can say that you weren't even voted out.
Right? It just like it feels like kind of like all-star worthy, I guess. Who knows? Maybe we can find out in the near future. But um it feels good. Like it's like haha bitches, y'all couldn't have voted me out even if you tried like that. Like kind of like a haha slap in the face. But it's it was very I
They
think
did
most
try one round though. One round
they
they did
did.
try.
How dare they? But no, it was very rewarding, I think, because I do like my highest placement in orgs is fourth. So it's only fitting that I get fourth here. And normally I get 3-1 out. So it's rewarding not getting voted out. Ever first time ever playing Ascendance Live and I didn't get voted out. So it's pretty rewarding. It's pretty rewarding. I also think it's fate because Michelle Mings picked me first on her draft, and it's only right that I'd get the same exact placement, the way I get voted, the way I get out of the game, like the queen herself. So it's very fitting.
Like, shout out to Michelle. Love
Oh,
her.
love her too.
Um, so you go out in fourth place. You are now a part of the jury.
Yes.
Um, obviously, we're gonna see at the time of filming, we
Mhm.
are one day away from seeing who I think wins
No,
the game.
I know.
So, without revealing too much to me, because I don't know when I'm going to post this, but
Mhm.
what were you looking for in your jury vote? Like what would have sold you?
Me personally, I was looking for more clarity than anything, if that makes sense. I wanted if I were like in a final two, I would want a juror to see all aspects of the game being clear and concise. Like, what did you do here? What did you do there? Like, how did this impact your game? How did this help you? How did this hurt you? I wanted to hear everything. And I think I got that somewhat. But we'll have to watch episode tomorrow night. Well, it is tomorrow night, yes. But we'll have to watch the episode to figure out. But if I were like in the final two, I would want to give out clear and concise answers. I would want to hear that from a juror perspective. And I also don't just want you to like tell me all the stuff that you did and like how this like helped you. I want to hear like everything. If that, like, again, more clarity. And then like a good like maybe like joke in the near future. Like I love to laugh. So like hey.
So also make you laugh a little bit.
Yes, hello. If you can't make me laugh, you can. Like, come on. If you can't make me laugh, you can't win the Sentence Life season two. Like, a what?
Notes for further contestants, future contestants, make the jurors laugh.
Yes, yes. I think so. I think I would rather, I would, like not like a laugh. Like it's just like, haha, you fucked up your game. Ha ha ha. It would just be like a simple like oh I messed up with wording and I would have literally laughed at you because if you said something like it like wrong, I would have done that. Literally, truly. I laugh at anything. So, but
Well, that's good to know.
yes, it's true. It's embarrassing. Well, I have many laughs, by the way. We're not going to talk.
Um, so I want to ask my last question, but before I do that, I want to ask you, Hot Girl Chris, if there's anything up to this point that we haven't covered with your game that you want to talk about.
With my game. Okay, so I that kind of like echo on something that like Melissa said in her interview, which is something that her and I we we bonded obviously, but we didn't like have like that force like close like in-game bond. And one of my biggest regrets, like besides not voting for Erica top five, was I guess like there would be times like during like the pre-jury phase in the game where I really liked I didn't want Jake to go when Jake went. I didn't want Jake to go. And I really liked Jake. I liked Jake. I wish I bonded more with Jake and Melissa. Yeah, I think bonded. Wish I bonded more well with them because I to me, one of like my many downfalls in the game of how I played Ascendance is that I did kind of rely on people that I knew beforehand. And yeah, it helped me get like to fourth place, but I also don't want that to be like a narrative or like a stigma or stereotype thing. So yeah, so I really wish that I bonded like I like well gameplay wise with people that I didn't really know. That was probably one of my biggest faults, the biggest regrets, besides not voting for Erica top five. But yeah, I get and to echo on the Melissa thing when she said that like or you see like HGC and he's a very effervescent, like public, like bubbly, like positive, outspoken, like man, but you get that from a woman, and it's like oh, like target her. I wish that people I wish like there are more type A females that don't get targeted because they're type A. I really wish that was the thing. And it's who knows, like we could see that in the near future. But I wish that was not so much like a thing. But yeah, obviously not winning the game sucks, but not getting voted out like sucks a little bit less. And it was firstly, it was such a fun experience. Like I would do it again. Hopefully get the same placement if not better. But it will just like going there, like meeting all these org people in real life, like bonding with them, even like after the game, like just like vibing with everybody, making sure Carson and Kennedy don't drink. Like it was it was so fun. It was such a fun experience. I loved meeting everybody, and it was just yeah. But gameplay wise, I really wish I could have like connected more with like people that like I didn't really know. So yeah.
Um, you kind of touched on it, but I want to ask you specifically. It doesn't have to be game related, but your total experience, what was your favorite part of it?
Everything. This is kind of like PG-13, but there was an ongoing joke after the game was over that there was going to be some sort of like orgy in the pool house. So
Wow.
like, and I remember Eric being a part of it, and it was the funniest thing in the world. He was like, "Yeah, it's gonna happen at 1 a.m." So I walked down in the cold in March to the pool house at 1 a.m. on the dot on Snapchat and everything, trying to, like, hello,
See what's up.
like, exactly, like the fuck, like if you're gonna be about it, like the fuck. So I go down there. Ain't nothing happening. So obviously I'm on Snapchat and I don't see anything. I'm like, there's no fucking orgy in the pool house. What the fuck? So,
Maybe they're late.
I mean, okay, but no, it was in a different room of the fucking Ascendance Live house. Oops, I'm sorry. Uh,
You heard
not
it
to
here
talk
first.
shit, not to talk shit, but to talk shit. I love everybody in the cast. That's true. But no, it was just all of it was a fun experience. We played a game after the game was over because Jake's a game developer. We played a game that he hosts and like did really well, and that was like so fun. I was not there for Paul hosting Family Feud or whatever, or whatever game he hosted. I wish I was there for that. That would have been fun. Um, it was a lot. Like I apparently like during the game was over. Like I saw like I every like in the room that we were in, there was all bunk beds and like one queen size bed that a two queen size bed and the people had to share. So obviously I'm not sleeping on a fucking bunk bed. So so I sleep on a queen size bed and I'm sleeping with Kennedy the whole time. Apparently one night randomly I lean over and like put my arm around her, sleeping of course. Don't realize I'm doing it, but that was a cute moment. Like apparently I cuddled Kennedy Kyoko. Like, hello. Um it was just so fun. Like taking pictures, like meeting these people in real life, like realizing that we had to play a game with each other, but also like we're here for the hangout experience too. Like it was so fun. Getting drunk with Taisha was a blast. Taking selfies with Jodie was a blast. Taking selfies in general was a blast. Like it was so fun. Oh my god, karaoke. I have a video of Jake Stevens singing. Um, it's a
Oh, I saw a video
yeah.
of you and Erica, I think, doing karaoke at one point on the Facebook
Oh
page.
my god, Eric and I did rap to WAP, didn't we? That was a blast. I was like 3 drinks in.
Fire.
It was fire. I was 3 drinks in, but Erica's a great Cardi B, and I will totally Megan the Stallion rap with her any other time she wants. Um,
Put the link
that
to that
was
video
my
here.
yes, yes. Karaoke night was a blast. Like just like the whole experience as a whole was like so fun. Not driving 6.5 hours to get there was like not, but like everything else was perfect. It was so fun. I had a
It,
blast. I would totally do it.
maybe take a plane next time.
No, I won't take a plane. Fuck planes. I'll drive again.
Fuck planes. Um, but Hot Girl Chris, it was super fun watching you this season. You're one of my
Oh,
favorites. With
oh.
the pans to the camera and all the different fun moments. You can say that you're one of few that have not been voted out of the game. Only a few people can say that.
Right?
Um, and yeah, I appreciate you coming on the podcast tonight, man.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast watching all of these videos. I will reiterate again what you're doing with this podcast is amazing, and I'm so happy to watch everybody else's videos. Thank you so much for doing this. Subscribe to Ascendance Live on YouTube, and also subscribe to Watch and See Podcast. Hello. But yes, Duke, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Alrighty.